Hello, my darlings. So today, I'm on the road, so we're gonna have to do our setup a little differently, but doesn't mean we're not gonna do our readings. So we've got number 6, Sage, Blessing. What else? Let's see what else. We've got number 15, Yarrow, Harmony. Ooh, I think that's interesting. 6 and 15 also reduces down to a 6. And number 1, Calendula, Purity. All right. So let's see here. So Calendula. This one, okay. Upright, it represents innocence, childlike joy, humility, purity, new beginnings, trusting in life, and vitality. Reversed, it indicates broken innocence, lack mindset, inability to access manifestation, resistance to new beginnings. Historically, calendula was known as poor man's saffron, as it was used to add color and flavor to foods in place of the more expensive spice. Calendula petals are also added to salads and used as dye for fabric and hair. From infusions to extracts to ointments, folk medicine healers in Europe prepared a wide array of healing remedies and foods with calendula. Its petals were used to induce menstrual flow, produce sweat during fevers, and cure jaundice. 19th century physicians used calendula to treat viruses, stomach ulcers, liver issues, and skin infections. Traditionally, because of its astringent and anti-inflammatory powers, it was also used externally to treat burns, bruises, and wounds, and to help stop bleeding. Guidance. Calendula resembles the sun, a radiant, bright yellow or orange flower. That's probably why it's connected to the sun. It grows easily and spreads its joyful self across gardens, symbolizing the gesture of universal abundance. Solar herbs are those that neutralize poison and air in the recuperation of vital forces. Calendula's gentle and abundant power reminds us of the realms of light. To be allowed entry within these angelic realms requires childlike innocence and humility. Don't allow pain from the past to disable your ability to dream a new life. Calendula represents the pure impulse to create, vitality, and creativity needed to step into a new journey. The radiance of calendula is a superconductor. Be very aware and selective with your intentions when using her energy within a ritual, as she greatly amplifies your intentions. Interesting. Put that one up here. Okay, let's read Sage. All right, so Sage, upright, represents blessing, purification, invocation, sacred gift, spiritual cleansing, reassembling emotional body, mystical sight. Reverse, it represents unable to receive, emotional narcissism. Reversed, it would represent unable to receive emotional narcissism, escapism, invalidation, inner division, lack of willpower, unhappiness, and ruled by Moon and Jupiter. The genus name Salvia comes from Latin salvare, meaning to save, an apt name for this powerful and protective herb. Various species of sage can be found throughout the world, and this card embodies the spirit of this precious and ancient plant. First Nations people and Native Americans have used sage ceremonially for thousands of years for inner and outer purification. Sage is regarded as a panacea and employed as a medicine to heal against many ills. It's also used as an offering in sweat lodges, wrapped around sacred objects and placed in medicine pouches. And sage is one of the primary herbs for smudging. Smudging is a sacred ritual practiced among Native Americans. It is similar to the smoke limpias practiced in Central South American traditions, where smoke is brushed along the body with the hands, feathers, or ritual objects to bless, purify, and invoke ancestral spirits. In ancient Egypt, sage was used as a remedy for diseases and epidemics like the plague. In pharaonic tombs, it was used as one of the main ingredients in embalming, as it was considered an essential herb for entrance to the afterlife. The ancient Romans regarded it as a holy plant, and prior to picking it, they would enact a ceremony to ask its permission. A special knife was used to collect its leaves and stems. Like herbs ruled by the moon, sage is a vibrationally powerful plant that deeply influences the electromagnetic field. The moon houses the moon houses our intuition and emotions, and lunar herbs greatly affect the tides of our subconscious mind, our emotions, and psyche. Herbs of the moon also rule the gut, and sage is one of those allies that not only sharpens our gut feeling and intuitive gateways, it also heals the gastrointestinal tract. Guidance. Sage, like the moon card in the tarot, is a great portal to the river of life. The silver light of sage grants us the power of insight while we navigate the darkest hours. The lunar powers of sage remind us to look inward to receive visionary insight from spirit. Excuse me. Don't get overly consumed by the emotional interplay. Allow it to pass like the clouds. Draw upon the inner reserves of your psyche to navigate darkness and become keenly aware of what is causing inner disturbances, fear, and unhappiness. The initiation you are undergoing, although unfamiliar, is a great blessing. Feel yourself cease and reassemble as you break illusions to unearth hidden truths. Surrender, don't stand in your own way. Allow the silvery white light of sage to shatter illusions as you undergo a great awakening. Okay. And then yarrow. All right, so yarrow, upright, it represents equilibrium, balance, discernment, nourished psychic shield, divinatory empath, sensitivity. Reversed, it represents imbalance, emotionally drained, lack of boundaries, overly sensitive, self-critical, nearing burnout. Ruled by Venus. The Latin name for yarrow comes from the herb of Greek myth Achilles, who was said to give yarrow to his soldiers to heal wounds and staunch bleeding during the Trojan War. Embraced back thousands of years in healing practices, including Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, and Native American practices. In Spain, a 50,000-year-old Neanderthal skull was found with traces of yarrow in their teeth. Yarrow's historical use as a divinatory flower is extensive. In China, yarrow stacks are gathered, and the straightest ones are collected for scattering to read the divinatory I Ching. Called devil's nettle. Sorry, I thought I had my phone on silent, and no, a phone call was coming. Sorry. Okay. Called devil's nettle or devil's plaything in European traditions, it was one of the herbs dedicated to the evil one and used for divination and spells. Ruled by Venus, yarrow is said to provide relief from patterns of disharmony and help cleanse one of unhealthy sorrow or trickling depression. Yarrow embodies harmony, a key concept of Venusian symbology. The balancing force represented by Libra, one of Venus's rulers, is an appropriate metaphor for how harmonizing yarrow is as a medicine. Venus, as the archetypal manifestation of beauty and aesthetics, also represents self-love, unity, and empathy. So the guidance is, if you're feeling emotionally drained or too sensitive for today's world, it's time to set solid boundaries to regain balance. Use your empathic abilities as grounding cords to your psychic powers and divinatory skills. Allow your sensitivity to be a filter for what is allowed within your psychic field and what isn't. Like the magic of the white heron, move slowly with precision as you navigate emotional waters. Heron teaches us the power of self-reflection as a way to transcend judgmental projections and low self-worth. Draw clear boundaries and examine yourself from a detached perspective. Don't blame situations or others as a reason to remain stuck. Yarrow's white light teaches us the power of shielding while remaining gentle in the process of self-discovery. Okay, so let's see how these connect by tapping into today's collective. And I don't know why I feel drawn. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so apparently we're going to be using Lenormand as well. All right, so let's begin. What's the energy for today's collective? Two of Cups with Judgment. So this could be a relationship that's coming back around. What type of relationship doesn't necessarily mean it's romantic, because we do have same sex here. So it could be a same sex relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be a business connection. Let's see. Or it's either a connection that's coming back around, or it's a connection that's being purified. The fact that it's in this pot always makes me think that. Let's see. Give me additional information. Oh, Two of Cups with the lilies and the garden. So this could mean a couple of different things, because the lilies are something that usually takes time. And it could also be something that's really calm, really peaceful. So it could indicate either the fact that with the garden here, you're going to go to a networking event or maybe some sort of outdoor event. The garden can also be pretty social though, so it doesn't have to be that. It could just mean like you're going to meet someone who is very social or someone that you're going to meet through business connections, through networking. Now, because the lilies could indicate more time, it could indicate that this is someone who's older, or you're older than them, or that this connection is going to take a long time to gel. One of the two. Okay. What else? What follows that Two of Cups? Ten of Wands. With the Three of Pentacles. So this could definitely be a work thing. With the Three of Pentacles here, this could indicate that this would be somebody that is either going to teach you or you're going to teach them. House. Excuse me. The Ten of Wands, I don't think that this is like a very lighthearted connection. Crossroad. Because Ten of Wands indicates that there's something that comes with like a duty that comes with this connection. And I'm not really sure what it is about this position, because it feels like a work thing more than anything. This does not feel romantic. So maybe that's why I chose this deck where the Two of Cups has same sex, because this could be more of a, instead of a romantic, not that same sex can't be romantic, obviously, but it just feels more like friendship or more like business. With the crossroads here, you could also have multiple options in business, or maybe you have a lot of things, and that's why the Ten of Wands is here. You have a lot of things that you're going to come together with. So maybe for some of you it is romantic, but it's also business and it's also friendship. With the House here, you really need to focus on creating a stable structure. Whatever it is that you're building, we do have a lot of in the oracle cards that came out, there was a lot of healing energy. So if this is you going through some sort of healing process, and maybe it feels very heavy, you're going to have to make sure that anytime you come across a job opportunity, you come across a love opportunity, whatever type of opportunity you come across, you have to make sure that you are building structure, stability for yourself, so that you don't overwhelm your nervous system, you don't overwhelm yourself. Because of Three of Pentacles, you're either going to be teaching others or you're going to be learning new things. And maybe with Crossroads, it's going to be multiple things. And instead of overwhelming yourself, learn to figure out how much is too much. How much is, an indication you've gone far enough. King of Pentacles, the Hermit. Who's this King of Pentacles? Clouds. With the fox. Okay. So With the fox, this king is either somebody who's being sneaky, or they're just foxy looking, but no, not really. They're either being sneaky, or they think that they're being clever, because clouds could mean that they're not being very clear with what they're offering. So maybe this is somebody who's coming towards you claiming that they want some sort of business association, but in reality they're trying to get close to you for love. Or maybe it starts off as them looking to you for knowledge, them looking to you for information, for, you know, something business oriented, and then love develops from there. Now this could go the complete opposite direction, and it could be that somebody is approaching you and saying it's for love, but in reality it might be the opposite. It might be that because they're showing up with this energy, I would say that this is somebody who's not being very honest about what they want from you. There's a lack of clarity here. So it could go, you know, either way. It could be that this person is approaching you pretending that they want romance, when in reality they want your knowledge, or they want your wealth if you're somebody who's wealthy, or they want, you know, they've been searching for something, and you seem to represent what they're searching for, but it's like they're not going to tell you. This combination, they're not going to tell you their true intentions. They are not going to present themselves as they are. They're not. Yeah, this is, I was trying to make it lighthearted, but this is not. This is not lighthearted. This connection involves deceit, trying to make the situation very murky, trying to make you not be able to see their actions or their intentions. So I'm not fond of that. And the fact that they came out right after the 10 of Wands, this is going to be, it's going to feel heavy on you. Maybe because this person is coming towards you very heavily, like their energy is very heavy on you. I mean, with the clouds, you're not going to know why. You're going to feel like, I don't know why I feel so heavy around this person, when in reality, you know, they're so charming, or they're so, you know, grounded. And the fact that they energetically feel heavy should tell you that they're not as grounded as they're trying to make themselves appear. Six of Wands. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Okay. So either with the Hierophant, they're either married, or with the Six of Wands, they may try to be in a relationship with you because they want other people to see you two together. Clarify Six of Wands. Let's see. Why is the Six of Wands here? Nope. I'll take the one at the bottom. Oh, see? The snake. What the fuck? So, remember how I said the lilies represents, you know, either a long time, or it represents maturity, it represents wisdom. So this could be telling you a couple of different things. Either it's telling you to take your time, whatever offers coming in, if it feels like something is off, don't rush. Take your time. Because this, right after the clouds, right after the fox, there's some deceit here. There's somebody, this is either somebody who's sweet talking you, and, you know, Six of Wands, they're making you feel like you're just the cat's meow and you're this, when in reality, they've got other motivations. Or this is somebody who's married and they're trying to come in and act like, you know, you're the person that they want, but they're not being honest with you. So it could indicate that, or it could indicate this person maybe comes across like they're very mature, they're very established, they're very conservative, when in reality they're lying out of their ass. So that could mean a couple of different things. But I'm not a fan of how this is coming out. Gotta be honest with that. I'm not a fan at all. Because snake energy also makes me think of like someone who is like they can mesmerize you. They can feel like they're just hypnotic. So this might just be a front that they're putting on. Maybe they're very wealthy and they're making you, fall in love with the security, the stability that they could give you, or they appear like they're wealthy when in reality they're not. What else? Now, Six of Wands could also mean that they could be very famous or they're very well known in some way. Maybe like in your town or your city they're well known, or in certain circles they're well known. And so it might feel pleasant to have them focus on you. But yeah, you need to be really careful. Three of Wands. The Knight of Swords. So Three of Wands, there's a lot of wand energy. 10 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 3 of Wands. This is someone who most likely is coming towards you either for personal gain, because wands can be self-centered, especially 3 of Wands, Aries Sun energy, or maybe they want sexual energy from you, or they want your creative energy. Let's see, clarify 3 of Wands. Because Knight of Swords is also someone who's doing research, someone who's investigative, someone who's searching for answers, searching for the truth. Look, here's that fox again. The crossroads. Okay, so something else that the crossroads could represent is maybe this person is trying to figure out what they want. Like maybe they're caught between being in a relationship with somebody and coming to you, and maybe they're not going to tell you that, because if they told you that they're deciding, they're trying to make a decision, then you would make the decision for them, and they don't want that. So they're going to be coming towards you more deceptively. The ship could indicate that they're at a long distance, which would make it a little difficult for you to verify what's going on. Maybe they're even overseas. Or maybe this is someone who travels for work. They could be, both of these could mean that they're in the transportation business. We do have 6 and 3 of Wands. That would make the 9. So I would say, number 1, take it slow. Don't let this person rush you into anything. Number 2, set boundaries. Because this is someone who is, I'm not saying that they're a bad person. I just think that you need to be cautious. That's the biggest message here. Because this king is trying to make a decision, and what the decision is about, we don't know. Not yet. It's not telling us yet. So either this person is trying to make a decision between you and someone else, or they're trying to make a decision between, maybe they're trying to decide whether they want to work with you or they want to be romantic with you. Maybe they're trying to decide about whether they're going to live their life their way or live life someone else's way. Because maybe this person's single, and maybe the whole point of this is the fact that King of Pentacles, especially with the Hierophant that came a while ago, could be someone who's very traditional. And maybe they want to, learn to live life a different way. So that could be it as well. It doesn't have to be that this person's married, but when you take your time, that's when you'll know what it is that this person's trying to do. Because the fact that this King of Pentacles shows up with this pan energy could mean that this person's coming towards you in a very earthy way, in a very hedonistic way, maybe. Which might be why there's all these wands, all this passion, but might not be long term. Now, because of the Two of Cups, there might be a connection, but because I'm reading for a collective, it's going to vary in degrees. The connection, what type of connection, what this person wants from you. Overall, the fact that the fox has already shown up twice, along with the clouds, along with the snake, it's not great news. So you want to slow down, take your time, get to know this person. Don't let them rush you. Be wise. Ask questions. Get the answers to things that you're curious about. And if they're not direct, I'm not saying to like be aggressive, but you can. Five of Swords. You can be clear and say, I feel like you're not responding to my questions. Ten of Pentacles. Clarify Ten of Pentacles. See, this is the problem when we're dealing with someone who comes from wealth. Because Ten of Pentacles and the Bear, I would say this person definitely comes from a wealthy family. It's so interesting to me though, because the Bear is also very matriarchal. So it could be that the wealth is coming from like the mother's side of the family, which, okay, so everything has pros and cons, right? There's no such thing as everything being perfect. And if this person comes from a very wealthy family, then they could have come across as somebody who's very elegant, very classy, because they were raised around wealth. However, that could also mean that if the wealth isn't theirs to begin with, like they're inheriting it, they are very much under the control of the parental figure that has the money. And with the book here, it could be that the reason they're being so sneaky and sly is because maybe their mother would not want them to be with you. Five of Swords energy. It has to feel like maybe they feel like they have to play games to be able to deal with you. So they might come in offering business or offering this or offering that because they're trying to form a bond with you without their mother knowing. So they're going to maybe tell her like, oh, this is a business connection, this and that, but they're really trying to form a bond with you. Or it's the opposite. Maybe because they know that they would never be able to form something long lasting with you, they may come in and sweep you off your feet, and it's going to be like a whirlwind romance, but it's not going to go anywhere because they know it would never be allowed. Something about, it'll be confirmed with the book here because this person will want to keep the relationship very hush-hush, but it depends why. For some of you, the relationship will be kept very hush-hush because they don't want their mother to find out because she would ruin things, or because they don't intend for it to go anywhere and they don't want it known. So it'll feel, that's why the snake kept coming out, the fox kept coming out, because it'll feel, and the clouds, it's not, you're not going to feel very stable or secure in this relationship. Even though they can be, the King of Pentacles is someone who is naturally, they give that energy, but it's going to be a struggle in this one because what they're trying to give you is either not supported by their family, and they know this, and they're going to go with what the family wants, or they're going against what the family wants, but they don't want their family to know that yet. The drama. Oh dear, let's see what else. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. With the Ace of Pentacles. Clarify Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so it's basically telling us how you'll know which one you fall under. Oh yeah, the Fish. Yes, this is someone who is very wealthy, but nothing comes with ease in life. So just because this person comes from wealth doesn't mean that you are going to, be a part of that. So this is going to tell you how you know, because not for everyone will it be the same. If this is somebody who comes in and trying to do a whirlwind romance, this is somebody who wants sex. That's it. That's all you're going to be to them. It's going to be sex, and it's going to be wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And they just disappear because that's what they wanted. But if this is someone who wants long-term, you are not going to have to ask them to slow down. They will be slow. They will naturally be slow in approaching. They will naturally, maybe it's the opposite. So if this is someone who wants something long term with you, they may approach with a business offer because they want to get to know you first. They want to make sure that you're not the type that's going to want them for their money, because maybe that's what their mother tells them. Maybe that's what their family tells them. Oh, people want to be with you because of, you've got gold, because you've got this, you've got that. So this is basically you not having to do anything. The universe is telling you, step back and observe. If somebody comes towards you with a business offer and they're very slow about getting to know you, then you know this person wants long term. They're trying to get to know who you are. Just be yourself. And whether it works or not, that's how things go, right? Don't try to be strategic. And if this is someone who comes in and they're very lusty, very, fiery, then that's all they want. They just want sex. Let it go. Because the loyalty, the faithfulness, the devotion will happen if they are trying to protect the connection. So if they come in instantly wanting to have sex with you, then they're not protecting the connection. They're literally just living out their fantasy. Because they know that their wealth comes with responsibility to themselves, to their family, to whatever legacy they're a part of. So if they want you to be a part of that legacy, then they're going to nurture this slowly, gently. They're gonna create something that will blossom with time. It'll be a slow burn. But if not, if you're not the option that they want for long term, or at least that they're considering for long term, then you're not going to get this. So again, because I'm reading for multiple people, it'll be how they come towards you will tell you what type of connection it is. All right, I'm going to stop part 1 here. If you are on Patreon, then I hope to see you on the other side for part 2. And if you're not on Patreon, then I hope you join us. But if you could, in the comments, drop down emojis, even the ones that are in the title, that would show me you appreciate my time and energy. And I love you guys for it, okay? All right, I'll see you in part 2. Bye-bye.